Mm. Woof woof.
So, did anyone else feel really uncomfortable watching Cassie in Euphoria? Or was it just me? I mean, why is not enough people talking about it? What in this twisted world does someone need to do online? Yes, I said what I said. Online for floral arrangements.
No, I am not.
And the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's basically her entire character. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So, I literally created this channel so that I can talk about this show that made me feel. When I initially started watching the show, I didn't really have any strong opinions towards Cassie. I was like, okay, she's giving pick me energy. What's new? Next, Cassie's whole thing right from season 1 is that she needed to be picked. She needed to be wanted. It's like her entire sense of self depends around whether a guy wants her or not. If a guy looks at her, she lights up. If he looks away, she falls apart. I mean, come on, we all remember, right? Her crazy morning self care rituals just to get one glance from Nate Jacobs in the hallway. And I get it that the show kept justifying this behavior in the name of daddy issues, but the whole character arc in season 3 is so sick that it's humiliating and degrading to women in general. Now, let's talk about the scene that actually made me want to throw up. Okay, hold on to that thought. I'm gonna come back to that real quick. But for those who have not watched Euphoria yet, I'm sorry for the spoilers, but I need to rant. I need to rant about everything that made me feel sick. The season starts with Cassie being an aspiring OnlyFans model, and she tries to fetishize herself in ways that just feels off. And her main agenda was to get monetized ultimately so that she can get married to the love of her life, Nate Jacobs. Nate, by this point, has taken over Cal's business and is struggling financially and is under debt and cannot pay for flowers worth $50,000. But Homegirl doesn't want a ghetto wedding, right?
I didn't wait my entire life to have a ghetto wedding.
Hence, she starts doing these photo shoots for her OnlyFans and she dresses as a puppy dog in the first episode, which was already uncomfortable enough to watch, and then she dresses as an infant. Now, look, a lot of Euphoria is sexual, right? And I was expecting extreme sexual content anyway. But this scene wasn't just sexualized, it was infantilized. I mean, this is where it gets beyond uncomfortable. I mean, girl wants to become an OnlyFans model. I get it. I mean, I won't get it because OnlyFans itself is a bit disgusting for me, but I will try to get it at least. And this is where it stops feeling like confidence or sexuality and starts feeling like something else entirely. I kept asking myself, who is this content even for? Which man watches an adult woman dressed like an infant and thinks, this is what I want? I feel nauseated thinking that men would actually buy such content from sex workers. Children should never be sexualized, ever, not in any context. Young women out there are watching this show. Imagine the type of influence this show is having on them. As if this generation is already not cooked enough from all the TikTok content. Like, I get it that the writers probably invented this scene for shock value or whatever, but there is already enough media around this topic. We do not need more. I don't know if Euphoria is trying to glorify sex working or showing us how damaging and degrading con industry is, since in the past couple of years I have seen OnlyFans creators like Sophie Rain and Camila Rougeau become mainstream. But either ways, it's really disturbing. Now look, Euphoria is full of broken girls. I get it. That's the whole show. That's the whole vibe. Rue is self destructive, like deeply. But Rue is self aware. She knows that she is messed up and she is literally narrating it to us the whole time. Take Maddie. Maddie has been through it. Manipulation, toxic relationships, her best friend and boyfriend sneaking behind her back. But Maddie still has this core and she takes pride in it. Like, even when she was struggling, girl kinda knew what her worth was.
I'm not a fucking hooker.
But here is the deeper thing though. Who even is Cassie without male validation? An insecure girl who refuses to self reflect. And maybe she herself doesn't realize how sad it looks from a third perspective. She constantly wants to be picked, liked, validated, loved. Even when she asks Maddie to meet her over lunch, she's talking about pool parties and about how all the wives get insecure because their husbands can't stop looking at her. And she's saying it in a way as if it's some kind of a compliment to herself, like being the woman that married men stare at is the goal, like it's some kind of a win. Like, girl, stop the cringe already. I mean, is this what happens when you grow up not getting the right kind of attention? Sometimes you spend your whole adult life trying to chase a version of it that was never healthy to begin with. If you go back to earlier seasons, her own mother is constantly tying her worth to her looks. Like, the message is very clear: your value comes from how desirable you are. So obviously she grows up thinking attention equals love, but that still doesn't make what she's doing any less uncomfortable to watch. And then you look at her whole situation with Nate. She literally betrays her best friend just to be chosen by him, not because he's a good person, not because they have anything real, not because they are in love, just because he picked her. And I was still not hating her in the earlier seasons because I felt like the girl was genuinely acting out of pain. Even from the beginning, the way people treated Cassie was almost always about her body. She was never really seen as a person first. It was always about how she looked, what she could offer. So obviously Cassie starts thinking that's all she has to offer. To Cassie, love and attention are the same currency and she will literally pay any price to get it. Also, I feel like all the characters were really complex in season 1 and 2, but in this season it feels flat and one dimensional. To be honest, I cannot even sympathize anymore, and that's where it gets me. Not that Cassie is broken, but she doesn't realize how far gone she is. I feel the way this character progresses, it doesn't feel sad anymore, it starts feeling embarrassing to watch truly. And that's when it's not relatable anymore, it's just uncomfortable. And I think that's exactly what the show wanted. Honestly, watching this season, I don't even feel sad for Cassie anymore. I just feel tired because at some point you run out of grace for someone who keeps choosing this. I don't think that the scene was meant to just shock people. I think it was meant to make you feel really, really uncomfortable. And honestly, it worked. Let's see how the episode 3 traumatizes me. For now, this is all, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.